And just because I watch a video or parts of a video doesn't mean I'm a stalker. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I'm not going to get myself criminally in trouble. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to
can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that.
My mother died.
What proof do you have that your mother died?
My mother did not die.
Bitch, what the fuck? Bitch, what the fuck? Bitch, what the fuck? Bitch, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Rolling deep, trying to spark a fight. Ecosystem of hate lost in the night. Paint chips, disbar, law dreams in the mud. Lips clout chasing, her vid straight dud. Bubbles pumped out, left clients to bleed. Fleece up, poser, filing junk, no creed. Gunning for Jeremy Hales, trying to kill his fame. But they foul ass hearts lit their own damn flame. Ecosystem of hate, yo, they crash and burn. Crews falling off, no clout to earn. Thought they'd snatch Jeremy's crown, no cap. Turned on each other, now they stuck in the trap. Backstab screams, they bond straight trash. Ecosystem of hate, dreams dead in the flat. Paint chips, logs, tank, no view, straight whack. Lips, cloud chase, rants, getting no playback. Bubbles unhinged, losing it, he wildin'. Hate slips, most calls her dumb, no styling. Listens fake filings, poser moves all lame. Y'all garbage, bubbles roar, spit and flame. Their hate fuel, plot flop, left them in the cold. Jeremy's ballin' while their schemes getting old. Only me, big whale, dropping stacks for the cause. But their petty ass beef gave him reason to pause. Y'all clowns, he barked, peeled out, no love. Took his bread and bounced, left them broke shove. Wore chest dry, dreams thin as a blade. Ecosystem of hate got played, now they fade. Ecosystem of hate, yo, they crash and burn. Crews falling off, no clout to earn. Thought they snatched Jeremy's crown, no cap. Turned on each other, now they stuck in the trap. Backstab screams, they bond straight trash. Ecosystem of hate, dreams dead in a flash. Bubbles, paint chips, lips, fleece of the squad. Ecosystem of hate, straight fraud, no nod. Thought they'd eclipse Jeremy, shine, big star. Tore themselves down, that's who they are.
Dumbass. Welcome back to the show, everybody. It is Wednesday, I think it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, and the pizza index is cranking at the Pentagon. I don't know if you guys know about this, about the pizza index. I've been watching that for a while. How you doing, Tug? I heard you had a meet out. Your face had a meeting with the table.
Yep. You know, it was sad because I kept thinking that day I had been packing leg warmers into a box, and if I had been wearing them on my face instead, I would have been a lot safer.
Yeah, I heard this little tale of woe you said the other night. I heard that. I don't believe you. You sit on a throne of lies.
Of course you wouldn't. Of course.
But I don't know if you guys know what the pizza index is, but whenever the Pentagon is ordering pizzas, you got to watch out because wars begin. And if you've been watching what's going on in Iran, there's like a legit revolution happening in Iran, and I'm all for it and very happy for the people there. They appear to be throwing the mullahs out of Iran, and tonight I think we're going to find out that America is going to help them do it. This is the kind of intervention I can get behind because the people of that country have had enough. They do not want to be ruled by religious theocracy anymore. They want their king back. And I don't know if you've been watching it, guys, but it has been epic. It's been going on for many, many days now. And the Crown Prince of Iran is getting ready to make his return. I have heard that he's been at Mar-a-Lago for a while with the president, and they are planning together for his return. He's been actually communicating with the people on the ground, asking them to stay in the capital, stay in the cities, and to take their country back. They have burned something like 72 mosques to the ground. They have burned police stations of the mullahs and the ruling class there, and they are running them the hell out of Iran. But it sounds like there have been many protesters who have paid for it with their lives. And if they don't get some help soon, this thing could be in jeopardy. So when you look at the pizza index, which means how many pizzas are the people at the Pentagon ordering, it's quite it's a lot. It's the highest. It's the highest it can get right now. Every pizza place in Washington, D.C. is so busy, they can barely get the pizzas out the door. So, yeah, some reports are saying over 2,000 protesters were killed. Some are saying 12,000. So it's hard to know. No, this is not a replay. This is live.
Yes,
what are you
it's
talking
a replay.
about, Kevin?
It is a replay, Kevin.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is
Stop
replay.
telling him that.
It
It's
is.
not
I'm
a
responding to you in the replay.
Anyway, for those of you on the replay later, welcome. Glad to have you. Make sure you hit that like button while you're here.
That's live.
Stop trying to confuse everyone. Good Lord. I have been absent for a while, and I know a bunch of you have been contacting me, and I have not gotten back to any of you. So just want to let you know I'm fine. I've just been sleeping. I've slept for days. In fact, I could be sleeping still right now. I'm not physically ill, really. Well, sort of. I think those of you who've ever had to take care of people who are ill understand that caregiver fatigue is a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I have had I'm taking care of 2 kids who are down, one with her knee surgery coming up and the other one with who knows what that we're still trying to figure out. And we've just had a really bad couple of weeks that have been nonstop with a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stress. I thought it was funny that Felisa thinks it's funny. She thinks I've taken days off because I am stressed out by their shit. She thinks you said that. She thinks
what the fucking
yeah. She thinks that I've taken days off, that I can't handle the stress because of what they are doing to me. And it's like, oh my God, I wish that were the only thing going on, because that would be great. I would be laughing. They don't stress me out. Their shit is funny. They do not stress me out. What stresses me out is taking care of my children and trying to figure out what the hell is going on with the one. And it's very difficult. And I'm just really tired. I'm really tired. And I did end up going to the hospital the other night because I did have some weird symptoms that I thought, you're not supposed to play around with. I actually didn't think I was having a heart attack. But when you get crushing chest pressure and pain and back pain at the same time, especially as a woman, you're supposed to go to the hospital. So I ended up going there. And the funny thing is, I figured it wasn't a heart attack, but they do all the things. I got a really good nap out of it. So that was actually good. I ended up just being there for several hours, sleeping, and woke up. I was like drooling all over. I remember thinking, well, I got a really good uninterrupted nap here in the hallway of the hospital. When you're going to the ER to get a break, yeah, it's rough. So it was fine. No, they don't know what it was. Nobody told me. They said they thought it was heartburn, but I don't think so. I think it's muscle related or also stress. Who knows?
Stress, man. Stress is the real killer, man.
Yeah. So I thought I'd better safe than sorry. So then that was Monday night. And then Tuesday, I slept all day. It was a very expensive nap. Yes. I'm sorry. Sorry to say it was a very expensive nap. But you have to go, though. You have to go, because if you don't go, and I have people counting on me, there are people who need me. And if you don't go when when you have the symptoms and then you do have a heart attack, well, then, you're up Schitt's Creek. And the only way to find out if you are having one is to go to the hospital. So strangely enough, though, I was so tired, and you know how loud hospitals are, and all the beeping and I didn't even have a room. They just threw me on a cot in the hallway. I blocked it all out. I was able to just fall right asleep. It was amazing. I had great sleep there. And I didn't have to be nervous that I was dying because I was surrounded by doctors. So
there you go.
Yeah. So it was fine. It was fine. Anyway, I've been sleeping for the last 3 days. And I could go to sleep right now, but we're not going to do that. We are actually going to talk about some amazing things that have happened. I knew this was going to happen one day. Oh, they do have the good ice, Rosalind, by the way. They do. They have the good ice at the hospital. I was texting Rosalind. She was like, "Did you get the good ice yet?" I'm like, "No, I can't find the good ice." Finally, someone handed me a cup with the good ice. It's kind of chewy, those little round balls that all hospitals have. I don't know where those come from, but I want an ice maker like that. Anyway, I knew this was going to happen one day. I knew that the Tonsil twins case and the Hales case were going to come crashing together. And we were going to have a hilarious time introducing the Hales audience to the Laura Owens case. And there are so many similarities between these cases, by the way. And the bankruptcy has really brought these two cases together. In both cases, you have people who are being either sanctioned, who are being sanctioned. Both parties are being sanctioned in these cases. And in order to avoid the sanctions, they both filed bankruptcy. And in both bankruptcy cases, they're so similar. They're not turning in the proper paperwork. Their bankruptcies are getting dismissed, kicked for not turning in the proper paperwork. Laura Owens' parents' bankruptcy just got kicked for not turning in the proper paperwork, just like Lynette Preston. Laura Owens also filed bankruptcy. And there was a hearing, and I thought you guys would really like to hear this because this hearing was recorded. And you will get to see a front seat. You'll have a front seat in a bankruptcy hearing, just like what Lynette Preston had to do just a month ago, where they put her on the stand and actually asked her some questions. Well, we're going to it's very short, but we can listen to Laura Owens lie under oath. She did it again in bankruptcy court, Tug. She lied under oath, and I can prove it. I have all the documents ready to go to show you. And we can hear her. We can hear the audio and how that went, and also her starting to cry and whine and tell people and say that you're just trying to embarrass me. She really is similar to both Lynette Preston and Lips, by the way. She has a lot of similarities with Lips. And one of them is she's out there now. She has a new blog post, Laura does, blaming the community of people who, exposed her lies on her eating disorder and saying if she dies, the blood will be on our hands again. Do you remember how she used to, again? Yes. Do you remember how she used to do this with Dave Neal? The blood is on your hands. Remember?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's back at it, and I have screenshots of that ridiculousness too, because it's really something. It's really, really something. And we're gonna take a look at that. What do you think we should do first? Should I show you the evidence that she's going to lie about first, or should we listen to the lies and then look at the evidence that she lied? What do you think?
I was looking for a coin. I was going to flip one. I was like, well.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's actually look at one thing before, and then we'll look at the other things afterwards, because I think it's kind of fun to split it up, actually, because this is a big one. And let's see. Let me pull this one up Laura Owens, bankruptcy. Where's the bankruptcy? Ah, there it is. Okay, let's take a look at this. All right. I don't think I can. I can't zoom in. Hold on. I need to take a zoomed photo of this. Maybe I can zoom in. Can I zoom in here? Yes. Okay. I can do that. All right. This is very, very important. So let me share this. Why is it not showing? Ah, there it is. Okay. Window. All right. There we go. All right. Here we go. This is a document that Laura Owens submitted to court during the Clayton Eckerd case. Now, this is the woman, if you don't remember, she's the one who faked a pregnancy of twins with the former bachelor, Clayton Eckerd. And she told tons of lies. She did it to 3 men that we know of, 4 that we know of, actually, 3 who we've talked to. I know it's crazy. And why is my Stream Deck not working?
What?
There we go.
This will get awkward.
She faked twins. It's all over Law and Crime now. It's everywhere. But here's a very big piece of evidence that she herself submitted to the court. She met Clayton Eckerd during what she called a real estate deal. She hired him as a real estate agent to help her buy some investment property. And as you can see here on her written statement, she says, as requested, Clayton prepared 2 offers, which I signed on May 24th, 2023, and asked him to transmit it to the sellers. To demonstrate my offers were serious, I attached proof of funds to the offers, which included a current bank statement showing I had almost $450,000 in cash in my checking account, as shown below. So here she identifies it as her money, her checking account, and it's $450,000. All right. Everybody got that? This is going to be very important for what we're about to see. Because Laura Owens, in her bankruptcy proceeding, thinks that she can change what she has already entered into court under oath. Where have we heard that before? These people always think that they can just do whatever the hell they want. Lynette Preston is the same way. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pull up. Schnitzel Ninja has got a recording of the bankruptcy proceeding that happened this week. And you guys, it's so funny. Wouldn't it have been great if we had been able to get Lynette's? But this is not very long, but it is hilarious.
Yes, Marcus Reisinger, appearing on behalf of Clayton Eckerd, a creditor in this matter, and I'd like to ask a few questions.
All right, thank you, sir. Go ahead and please be mindful of our time constraints.
Understood. Ms. Owens, have you been advised of your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent?
No, I have not. I don't have an attorney in this matter.
Well, that's a stupid thing to do. You should have an attorney. You're under indictment, ma'am. Yeah. You have 14 felonies you're facing in a criminal trial. 14 felonies, folks. She's facing identity theft, perjury, 4 counts of perjury, fraudulent schemes. There's so much that she is that she's facing right now, and she didn't bother get an attorney for her bankruptcy court. Maybe Saran Wrap wants to hop in.
All right. In your bankruptcy petition, you filled out what's known as Form 107, which is an income statement. Do you recall doing that?
Yes.
And page 2 of that statement asks, did you have any income during this year or the 2 previous calendar years? Why did you answer no?
Because I personally do not have any income and have not for the last 2 years.
Did you testify in June of 2024 that you had approximately $200,000 a year per year of income with your business partner?
With my mother, and that's all gone directly to the LLC. Nothing's been paid to me.
She is such a liar. She claimed during the Clayton Eckerd case that she made $200,000 a year. And I have evidence to back this up that we'll look at afterwards. So remember that $200,000 a year. She says, oh no, it went to the LLC. It never went to me. I was never paid. All right, guys, I'll get the super tips up in just a minute.
Personally.
So is it your testimony that you received no income from any of the LLCs that you listed in your petition?
Correct.
In March or April of 2024, you stated in an affidavit that you had $450,000 in cash in an account. Where's that money now?
As Mr. Eckerd knows, that was never my money. That was an investor's money. He was going to provide the down payment for the houses I was looking at holding.
Oh my God. It was never my money. Yet in this document here that she shared with the court, she says, it's my money. And there's my checking account. And there's the $450,000 that's mine. And he knew I had this money.
He spoke to that investor and he knows that.
Where's that money now?
It didn't belong to me. It was an investor's account. It was an investor's.
No, it was her checking account, which we believe that she doctored. Like, I don't think there was ever any money in there. I think that she did a little Adobe Photoshop on it, you know?
Account. He was an investor who was going to provide me the down payment. I have no idea what the guy has done with the money.
When you represented that the money in that account belonged to you, were you not telling the truth?
I did not represent that money belonged to me.
What do you think? What do you think about this blatant perjury, Tug?
Oh my God, man. That is beyond.
She's going for federal charges now.
Oh, Lord.
Federal charges, everyone. Laura Owens is going for federal charges. And the reason why I wanted the What the Hales audience to hear this, and I didn't make a separate video, which I probably will at another time about this, is because this is so closely correlates to what is happening in the What the Hales case with that bankruptcy. There's no chance you're going to get away with lying to a bankruptcy court. And yet these people continue to do it. Remember when Lynette put on her bankruptcy paperwork that she didn't own not a smidgen of jewelry?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone recall that? Like, and it's clearly, it's provable that she has jars and jars and whole entire banks of jewelry. These people are such unrepentant liars that they think that you're just going to forget what they already put in writing.
Did you see that new video from the flea market, by the way, with her and all her not jewelry?
Her and her not jewelry?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you saw that.
Venom says they must think bankruptcy court is easier to get away with lying. It's actually harder. It's the one court in America that really does go after you for perjury with criminal charges regularly. You cannot screw around with the federal bankruptcy court. And they are going to find out the hard way. Both Lynette Preston and Laura Owens is going to find out the hard way that they cannot lie to a bankruptcy court. Yes, folks, seriously, you have to get familiar with this case. I'm telling you have to get familiar with the Laura Owens case because it is so similar. And she did something else here, but you have to hear when she starts the fake tears, though, because that's really funny.
What is Liz Max Investments LLC?
It's my mom's LLC.
Do you currently have an interest in that LLC?
I do not.
Have you had an interest in that LLC in the past?
I started that LLC with my mother. We purchased one home together through Liz Max LLC, and that money was only provided by my mother. The down payment was provided by her own personal funds.
So at one point in time, you did have an interest in that LLC?
I was listed on the LLC. I was never paid out of that LLC.
But you did have an interest, correct?
Wait, the hilarious part about this is that her mother is currently in a bankruptcy case of her own. So she just threw her mother under the bus about her mother paying for this house or whatever out of her personal funds.
Oh, no.
And her mother's case was just kicked, just like Lynette's, for not turning in the proper paperwork. Why do these people all do the same things? It's the delay, because they seriously think that they're going to get away with it somehow, that if they just delay long enough, it's going to go away. But it's not going to go away. It's only going to get worse.
This will get awkward.
Yes. That's Laura's attorney, by the way. Not Laura's. Clayton's attorney.
She lied
in court, and he was great, Greg Woodnick.
I don't even understand legally what it would mean to have an interest since I never made money from it and never provided money into the account. I mean, anyone can start an LLC in the state. That doesn't mean they're making money from it.
All I'm asking is if you had an interest in the LLC.
I truly, as a non-lawyer, do not understand what it would mean to have an interest in the LLC if I'm not making any money from it or providing money. There's nothing financially to do with anything.
Okay. Do you recall when you transferred your interest in Liz Max?
Again, like I said, I think it was March of 24. There was an issue with the paperwork that it didn't get recorded until 24 that my name was taken, or until July, I believe, of 24 that my name was taken off of it, but the paper was filed with the county like in March of 24, and they can, they would be able to state that I submitted it incorrectly.
All right. You also listed an interest in your petition in a company called Keybacker Incorporated. What is that?
Keybacker was an idea for a company that I had that never got off the ground.
What's funny about that, it's just another more proof that she's such a liar. Keybacker, she says, is an idea for a company she never got off the ground. Well, in all of her self-aggrandizing websites, etc., she listed herself as the CEO of Keybacker, which was some undescribed, unknown, vague company that no one could figure out. And now she's admitting it never got off the ground. She posted pictures of herself as a catfish to trap guys on dating apps of her wearing T-shirts that say Keybacker and saying she's the CEO of this company. Like, we have all of it. Just like we have all of the evidence that LMNOP is lying to the bankruptcy court as well. And I mean, it's funny how these two cases are becoming so similar. By the way, Laura Owens has been ordered, her sanctions, she's been ordered to pay $250,000 to Clayton Eckert. That's why she filed the bankruptcy. But they've already filed to say, no, you don't get to discharge that because it was done under fraud. The same thing we're saying about Lynette Preston and the thumbnail case. You don't get to discharge something you brought maliciously.
Yeah.
It was frivolous. Same exact thing in this case, you guys. Same exact story. The parallels are unreal. Star, I got your message. I don't see your chat though to pin. I don't see where did it fly by me? Is my super tip link not working? I did pin one. If it's not working, let me know. Oh, thanks for the gifted memberships. Debbie Baker, thanks for the 5 memberships. I saw those just come in. Miss Peanut 87 got one, and Teeden 3856, Creative Expressions by Dion, and Lynn Britton and Karenna Books all got memberships. Welcome to the Fox Den, all 5 of you. It's weird here, but we often connect some dots that need to be connected. To show people you should never lie to a bankruptcy court because you will get caught. Don't do it, people.
While we're talking, me, I gotta read something. I'm reading some of this Flutter thing from the other day.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I heard some of it. They posted some clips on Facebook of them yelling and screaming at their mods and stuff.
They were like, there had been a song about me. There was a conversation. And even her sister was like, well, she's hurt. And I knew those songs were about me. And I went to her and I was like, are you out of your freaking mind? What the hell? Stop with this poor me victim mentality.
It's amazing how they can't keep friends over there.
It's actually, these people learn their place really fast. They learn their place is, shut up, say nothing. And if you do that, well, they'll tolerate you until they don't need you for any more of their scammy bullshit.
It's the difference between this case and Hales and the Owens case is pretty stark in one way. And that is that anti-Hales popped up There are people who do the entire thing, that their entire lives are based on going after Jeremy Hales.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Laura Owens case, I mean, she is so obviously guilty of the things that people have said she has done. She doesn't have one supporter, not one vocal supporter. There are no YouTube channels. Maybe the Fleas want to pick it up. Hey, Fleas, maybe you should start defending Laura Owens, who faked multiple twin pregnancies and committed perjury. And she's right up your alley. She's a felon.
That sounds like their wheelhouse.
It's right up their alley. They might want to start defending Laura Owens. She doesn't have anybody in the world standing up for her. Maybe they want to grift for Laura Owens. Wouldn't that be hilarious? She has Gingras, yeah, but Gingras, I think, has finally left. Although he did show up at the creditors meeting, which is really weird because he's not a creditor and he was named as a participant, but he wasn't her lawyer. So we're not sure what he was doing there. But David Gingras, yeah, he's sort of still in the picture, I guess. I don't know.
Do you have a current interest in that company?
No, I mean, it doesn't operate. I don't believe it's current or has been.
You also listed one called Stylet LLC. I may not be pronouncing that correctly.
That's another one that never got off the ground.
Do you have a current interest in Stylet?
Again, I don't think that's current either.
Okay. The last one you listed is called Quartet Farms LLC. What is that?
That's a business that my mom started herself in December of 2014 for horses.
Do you currently have an interest in Quartet Farms?
I do not.
Does Quartet Farms have any valuable assets?
Quartet Farms has if you want to consider it valuable, a 20-year-old show horse and 7 horses who are in their late 20s.
7 horses?
It's an LLC of horses that were never paid for by me.
7 horses is worth a lot of money, though, I think. Even if they're old, I think 7 horses is worth quite a bit.
Ever in my life. And nothing would be able to be tracked to me because nothing was paid for by me. I have no assets. I know what you guys are getting at. I have literally 0 assets.
I'm just asking some questions so I can understand your mistake.
I don't have one. As you know, this case has decimated my ability to make any income. I have none, and I truly believe you guys are trying to embarrass me by trying to make that point.
Let me get this straight. You file bankruptcy because you are claiming you have no income, so you can't pay the sanctions against you. And then you have the nerve to start crying when you have to admit out loud you have no income and accusing the other attorney of trying to embarrass you for not having any income. Did I get that right?
What a piece of shit, too. I mean, really, so you're okay with falsely accusing people and destroying their lives and more, but you're embarrassed because you don't have any money. Is that it?
Yeah, and she filed this case because she doesn't have any money. You are going to have to answer questions about not having any money. That's what this is about. She's unbelievable. She's absolutely unbelievable.
It's just that victim narrative all the time. Everything swings back to her somehow being a victim.
Of course. And now the tears and the crying.
Again, I'm not trying to embarrass you. All I'm doing is asking questions to understand your bankruptcy estate. Do you currently own any horses?
No, I don't.
Have you listed or sold any horses in the past 2 years?
No, I have not.
Have you competed with any horses in the past 2 years?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. And one time when she was supposed to be in court, she was competing on a horse instead after telling the court that she was bleeding out of every orifice and was going into emergency surgery. She was literally on a horse jumping fences. On a horse, folks.
Supplies for horses or for equine sports in the last 2 years?
That are owned by my family's LLC. Yes, I've never paid for anything.
Okay, so you listed and sold the property for the LLC?
there was a 15-year-old saddle. I don't know if that's what you're trying to get at, but
well, I don't know what I'm trying to get at because I don't know what you've sold. That's why I'm asking you the question. Have you sold?
That's what I sold. That's all I've sold of any value.
In the summer of 2024, you were removed as a member of Quartet Farms LLC. Do you recall why?
It was an issue
to avoid paying Clayton.
Are you talking about with the United States Equestrian Federation?
I'm talking about Quartet Farms LLC.
With the United States Equestrian Federation?
Articles of organization were amended and you were removed as a member.
Oh, well, we didn't know I was ever listed as a member, or I didn't know. My mom had at some point, I believe, put me on there since I was providing expertise in terms of horses. But
that's such baloney. She didn't know she was on there. She used it to pump up her resume on all her websites and all her stuff, and who is Laura Owens, and did all these interviews about her being on the board of this thing. Oh, she's such a liar.
But again, it wasn't like I've been getting paid. I've never been paid a cent out of it.
So, last question. Your testimony is that you have not had any income in the past 2 years?
No, I have not.
And you understand that you're under oath?
Tell me where the money is then. I haven't made any money.
The only reason I'm asking is because you did testify numerous occasions in 2024 that you had income at that time. Is that correct?
That I had businesses with my mom.
That doesn't matter if the business was with your mom or not. You testified that you had $200,000 a year in income. Tell me where the money is. I don't have any money. Tell me where it is. That's what she's trying to figure out, Laura, is where's the money?
That was less than 2 years ago, correct?
That I had businesses with my mom. My expenses have been paid for living by my parents. That's what I've gotten in exchange.
All right. Mr. Haley, I think that's about as far as we need to go today.
All right. That's the end of that creditor meeting. And I thought it's very interesting. And I want you guys to kind of get to know some of this case because it is going to get wild. Not to mention that I'm going to be traveling to Arizona in July to cover her criminal trial. And I will be there every day. I will be there every day covering the trial and looking at all of it and showing you guys everything and going day by day, hour by hour in that thing. So I want you guys to get interested in that case because it's going to be amazing. And also, another reason why you guys should be patient and let me teach you about this case is because the last case that we investigated, that Tug and I investigated as deeply as we have investigated the Hales case, ended in 14 felonies for Laura Owens.
Indeed.
And if you don't think that this case is headed the same direction, you'd be missing something. You're not paying attention because it is heading in the same direction. Now, so this came out today as well. Let me see if I can put this image in a new tab. So this is happening. Where do I go to share this page? Yes. All right. This is happening in her parents' case. So Jan Owens and Ron Owens. It says here that Natch, Rogers, Hilkert, and Santilli hereby gives notice of its appearance in this case as attorney for Eric Haley, the Chapter 7 trustee of the bankruptcy estate of Laura Owens and Laura Michelle Owens, and here's her case number, hereby request that it be served a copy of all notices to creditors and other parties in interest in this case. What this means is the trustee is now looking into both of these bankruptcy cases, and he has an attorney, which means they are now looking at it for fraud. They're looking at both Jan's, who's Elizabeth Naylor. She goes by Jan Black is her stage name. Elizabeth Naylor and Ron Owens and Laura are now all being investigated for filing fraudulent bankruptcy, possibly.
I bet they never saw this coming.
Oh yeah, we've been saying anybody who's been following this bankruptcy has been going, yeah, they're gonna get nailed
Yeah.
by
I mean, like back when, when they thought they had an upper hand and they were all mailing freaking outlets and talking about Eckerd, it was all fun and games then, huh?
Yep, it was all fun and games. Let me show you this too. Justice for Clayton on Twitter has shared the proof that Laura did in fact claim all those businesses as hers. It says here, under oath in yesterday's MOC, claims to not know what having an interest in a business means, claims to not know why she was even listed on Quartet Farms. Publicly, she's the CEO, owner, running 3 businesses. Here are the receipts below, thanks to the JFC community. Now let's look at those. Can you see that? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here it says, this is her, about page on, I think, her website. In the equestrian world, Laura is the driving force behind Quartet Farms, LLC. Her business acumen and love for horses intersect here, where she specializes in buying, selling, and leasing top-quality hunter-jumper show horses and ponies. Okay, then it says, expanding her entrepreneurial horizon, Laura founded Lizmax Investments, LLC in May of 2023. It says Laura founded it. Didn't she just tell the bankruptcy court that Jan did it? Based in Scottsdale, Arizona, this venture marks her entry into the real estate market, focusing on short-term rental properties. This new business endeavor showcases Laura's versatility and her keen eye for emerging market opportunities. Then we have here on her LinkedIn page, she's listed as the co-owner and CEO of Quartet Farms. And by the way, folks, when this was grabbed was this week. It was still there this week. I was the top West Coast rider in the North American League Adult Hunter standings, have consistently secured blah, 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 blah. I have excelled in the acquisition, sale, and development of elite hunter, jumper, and equitation horses and ponies for the A circuit and have sold or leased nearly 50 to date. Sold or leased hunter jumpers, nearly 50 of them. She just told the bankruptcy court she's never sold any. Who does this remind you of? I don't have any jewelry. My keen eye and expert guidance have propelled numerous horses to the forefront of the industry. So now she's going to brag about all the winners. Butterscotch, a 2-time winner, with the 3rd highest overall score among 600 ponies. Small Joy, an international derby horse. Oh, wow. I mean, she's done a lot here, hasn't she? Then we have in a court filing that she filed this looks like a California filing about Mike Maricini, another victim of hers. Mr. Maricini showed interest in my career. I am the CEO of Quartet Farms, a company that buys and sells show horses. God. That's a court filing. She is going down again for now federal perjury, federal charges. I knew this was happening. And look at this. Here she is, owner of Lizmax Investments, May of 2023 to present. I specialize in the acquisition of high-quality Airbnb properties in Scottsdale, Arizona. My focus is on curating exceptional short-term rental experiences. And in fact, she does have an Airbnb. I think it's up for sale now, but she did have one. I don't know if she currently has it, but she did. And we can prove all of these things. You guys, that's not even all of the proof. There is so much proof. You can't fit it all in one posting. Look, here's another one. Look at this. Oh my God, so funny. She is unreal. Look at this. This is in her email signature. All the best, Laura Owens. If you guys wondered where all the best comes from, that's how Laura signs off on every single letter that she writes. All the best. Co-host Laura Owens, co-host of the Nobody Told Me podcast, co-CEO of Quartet Farms. Now, here's another thing she wrote that says, I run 3 businesses. Okay. I thought you just told the bankruptcy court you don't run anything. Here's a survivor story written on November 11th on her Medium article. Successful CEO and podcaster Laura Owens shares her story to inspire and encourage. So she's selling herself as a CEO. And here's another one. Owens and her mother operate Quartet Farms LLC together, buying and selling investment horses, and have produced and sold several national champion hunter jumper horses. I know it's a lot of evidence, Tug. A lot of evidence that shows she's a bullshit artist.
This will get awkward.
Uh-huh. They were current as of January 12th, by the way. All those screenshots were still up as of the 12th. Can you believe that?
That's amazing, really, to be honest.
It's amazing.
It is.
Yes, and this was all pre-Clayton Eckert. That's right. That's right. And as soon as she got hit with the $250,000 in sanctions, she started divesting all of her name off of everything. She started hiding assets. She started getting her name pulled off of all of the LLCs, trying to get her name off, but she missed a bunch of stuff. And that will not work. You can't do that. The court will find that you committed fraud. Jack's mom says, did the offer that she had Clayton submit get accepted? Did she pay Gingy or did her parents? No. So the offers that she had submitted through Clayton, he never turned them in because he knew she was a bullshit artist. He by that time figured out that she was playing him. Did she pay Gingras? We don't know. We have
no idea what happened there.
We don't know if I think he did a lot of it pro bono because he thought he was going to get famous. But I think that I'm sure her parents paid him something, but we don't know what. That should come out in the bankruptcy proceedings, though. It really should. By the way, folks, thanks for being here. Make sure you hit that like and thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you think you have, make sure you check to make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube often goes through and unsubscribes you. And you have to make sure that you're still subscribed. And if you want to go further and you want to support the show and help me catch up for the day that I was off this week, and all of you went and gave your breadsticks to Shizzy Wiznut instead, like, what the hell? I saw a bunch of you like, well, I was going to give this to Megan, but I'll give it to Shizzy instead. You didn't save it for me? Really? I was laying in the hospital, possibly dying, and you were giving my breadsticks to Shizzy Wiznut. I don't know. I'm not happy about it. I was pretty unhappy as I was laying in the cot in the hallway, not dying.
What a sad story.
It was very sad. So if you have any of those breadsticks left over, if you didn't send them all to Shizzy Wiznut, which, what has Shizzy ever done for you exactly? You can send them here because I will accept them. Yes, I will. By the way, did you know that the fleas said that we never paid anything for the bench, and that bench was just left over, and it's fraud, I tell you. Fraud if we didn't pay anything for the bench. You know what I have to say to that? It sounds like she's asking for transparency, and here's what I have to say. Did you give us any money for it, Lisa?
Actually, you know what I heard?
It's none of your damn business.
What I heard when she said that was she was accusing us of paying just as much for ours as she did for hers.
She doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know her head from her elbow. But it's funny. It's funny to me that she's questioning what was paid and who paid what. Are you suggesting, Fleesa, the people who raise money for things ought to tell you how much money was spent on them? Is that what you're suggesting? I thought the rule was if you didn't give money, you're not entitled to know. So you didn't give us any money, so go kick rocks. Volstorm says, if it makes you feel better, I won't even give Shizzy money. Fantastic. Don't give him any more money. He got all my breadsticks on Monday. How dare he just, usurp my breadsticks? I saw that. I was watching. Do croutons count? Yes, you may send croutons. Sometimes you can't afford an entire breadstick. A crouton would be completely acceptable. I will definitely accept croutons. Shizzy says Volstorm. Damn it. Yeah, you're toast, Shizzy. I saw what you did. Encouraging people to send you my breadsticks on Monday while I was laying, not dying in a hospital. How dare you? What kind of friend does that? I was literally laying, not dying in a hospital. Unbelievable. You know, you think you know who your friends are, and then one day you're not dying in a hospital and they just walk all over you. Just take your breadsticks, take your audience.
That's what happens when you sleep in the hallway. People walk on you.
I know. And then he spread a bunch of lies about me. He said that we got into a fist fight over the leg warmers. And that's where we were. We were both recovering from a fist fight.
Yeah, that can't be true. You know why? Because I'd hide the leg warmers better than that. You never find a fight over them.
Oh, man. Shizzy, if I don't see some breadsticks coming in here from you tonight, you know, I'm going to really be upset. I mean,
the threads.
How many of my breadsticks did you take on Monday? You should pay it back, a couple of them back, at least. Megan died. Megan didn't die. Right. I did send my best friend a message. I was like, well, I don't think I'm dying, but in case I die, I just want you to know that you're my best chicken and I love you.
I thought you sent him a message just be like, get even with that shizzy Wisnut guy.
Yeah, in case I die, go and get my breadsticks from Shizzy and give them to my children.
Yes, tell him it's for my children.
Oh man. No, the couple of days off was good though.
It felt weird to take a day off. I don't take days off at all. So
yeah, it did feel
what
weird.
Is going on?
Well, on Monday too, I was gonna go live, and in fact, I had called Star, and I had Star lined up to come on with me. I was like, "Hey, if Tug doesn't make it, would you be my backup tonight? Be on call?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." So I was gonna have Star on, but then I suddenly started feeling really bad. Like it happened kind of. Like I was feeling kind of bad all day, but then all of a sudden my chest started to hurt really bad. And I was like, holy crap. I don't think I can stream. So yeah, that's what happened.
You tensed up because you were like, man, disguising myself as a table for that long, really?
I was very tense after doing that. Yes. The table. Yeah, it's not every day that you get into a fight with the table, and I hear the table usually wins. So.
Yeah, that was that definitely happened.
Yeah, it's weird. We're having Tug and I. Maybe we've become so close that we're sharing medical events now. Yeah. Our health is linked.
Phantom pains.
I'm having phantom. Why does my eye hurt?
I said winning, damn it, not twinning. Damn you.
Twinning. It's possible. All right. So what we were going to talk about the bankruptcy docs, right?
Yeah. Give me a minute.
So wait, there was something else though too. It wasn't just that. Oh, right. Okay, before we move on from Laura Owens, there's one more thing I want to show you. There's one more thing, and it's because I want to show you how similar this woman is to Lips, not just to LMNOP. So she's like LMNOP in the whatchamacallit, the bankruptcy, but she is just like Lips when it comes to her false accusations and the manipulation techniques that she tries to make. I'm not going to pull these up on the screen because I don't have them ready to go. But I'm going to read to you just a paragraph from Laura Owens' latest Medium article. And I want you to compare it to what you know about Leslie Ferdrigos and how she behaves. So Laura wrote, but there is another ending to this story, one they do not account for. If the pressure, and this article, by the way, is all about how she has an eating disorder and how that's all our fault. If the pressure they have helped sustain continues, if the eating disorder I am now fighting overtakes me, then there is no version of that documentary that looks like a victory. A film that set out to celebrate accountability would instead have to reckon with the reality that sustained cruelty, public fixation, and relentless exposure did not produce justice at all. They produced a death. Um,
Oh, Lord.
yeah, and then she went on to say, for the content creators who profited from this, it would be years spent litigating whether their sustained knowing and monetized conduct constitutes intentional infliction of emotional distress. So she had to put a little threat in there of her apparently postmortem litigiousness. I don't know who is going to be suing us for years because her parents are in bankruptcy and have no money, and she is in bankruptcy and allegedly has no money.
There are a lot of people, though, that like to do those kind of things, don't they? They like to say, I'm coming for you, I'm coming for you, you know, all the time.
Yeah, and by the way, Laura Owens has threatened to harm herself as a result of public scrutiny for many years now. She did it to her victims, too. She threatened to harm herself through to Mike Maricini if he wouldn't continue dating her. She threatened the same thing with Clayton Eckerd and with Greg Gillespie. She uses that threat of self-harm as a power tool to force people around her to acquiesce to what she wants. Now, we have all seen Leslie Federigos, and I have a video of her doing it, making threats just like that if people won't stop making fun of her on the internet, that she will, harm herself and it will somehow be everyone else's fault except for hers. We have two people here who refuse to take any responsibility for the actions that they are doing to themselves. Laura Owens, for instance, I have proof and evidence, it will be in her medical records that will come up in her criminal trial, by the way, that she has been struggling with eating disorders for years before she knew about any of us. Way, way, way back when she was in California. I have testimony from people who knew her at the time that she has had an eating disorder all the way back then, 2017, 2016. 2015. So that's going to be real tough to pawn off on us, Laura, when you have medical records that prove you've had this for that long. And also, every single one of us have said, Laura, you need to get help. Go and get help. If you are feeling that low, and this goes for Laura and Leslie, if you're feeling that bad that you might harm yourself, you need to go and seek help immediately. You need to check yourself into a hospital. And frankly, the people around you who are your family members and your lawyers or whoever else is around you that sees this type of thing happening and doesn't go check you into a hospital, they are to blame. They are the problem. They and you are the problem. The people who will not seek help for this obviously sick person in their midst. It is not the people reporting the news of your behavior. It is not us. It is you. Go and get that fixed. But, she did this to Dave Neal, too. Laura Owens did it to Dave several times. She said she wrote him an email saying, she was going to hurt herself. And then she said, Dave Neal, the blood will be on your hands. Dave's had to call in welfare checks on her, I think twice now, because of the things she has emailed him and he's a caring person and wants to make sure that she's okay, even though this person has been threatening him with lawsuits for years now. I just want you guys to recognize that there are people who have a pattern. They fit this pattern of using these types of threats to stop criticism of them and to control the people they're desperate to control. And that's what this is all about. Laura wants to control critics. She wants to control the narrative about herself. She doesn't like being talked about. But, she should have thought about that before she defrauded a bunch of people. And same thing with Lynette. She should have thought about that before she defrauded a bunch of people. And Leslie should have thought about that before she frivolously sued a bunch of people. That's where I'm at on that.
Yep. Did you know now the new talking point, which I thought was really funny, is that it's illegal to clip, it's illegal to show pictures of chats, and it's illegal to show transcripts.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Illegal.
Yep. Illegal. Not sue. Not I'll sue you over illegal.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like,
That's ridiculous.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That's
Pretty dumb.
ridiculous. Did anybody? Do we have you? You did send me that transcript from. Speaking of transcripts, should we make them mad and look at last night's?
I sent you last night's. I haven't even looked at last night's yet.
Well, I haven't either, but it might be funny to do a word search on Flutter.
Oh, that was the night before.
Oh, that was the night before. What was last? I thought they took down last night's. Which one did they take down?
That was the night before.
Oh.
No. I'm still transcribing. I was just looking at the thing as it transcribes. The file is so big, that it'll be done, but it'll take a few more hours to do it. I sent the other. I haven't even looked through. Last night was its own. It's still up, but the Flutter one is the one they took down. Oh, it's
interesting.
Yeah, what's there? I mean, so far it's it looks like there's at least 30 mentions of the person's name. Again, the whole thing is yet another person getting turned on. You had a you had a live where they decided that they were going to dump on a mod that would do little songs for them for free. And they would help out with auctions and stuff. But apparently one auction on another channel went terribly wrong. She got yelled at. Didn't like that very much, because why would you like that? And figured her little pals, who she thought were her pals, were going to stick up for her. But she complained about it. And when she complained about it, they absolutely ignored it. So she put up a post talking about how she was going to step away. And apparently they decided to do a little 2-hour hate on about her because of that. And it went over about as well as you might expect. You tell people to like a person for so long, and then you do 2 hours of hating them. Some of their little culty pals, of course, are going to just jump right on board. But apparently it didn't go over well with everyone. So we wouldn't laugh at it. They decided that they would private it. But unfortunately for them, we do have a copy. It's just that we had not, as of yet, had a chance to transcribe it. There was a lot of stuff going on, like tables were attacking. Actually, there's a wonderful animation that kind of gets this point across. Let me show you here. This is kind of what that day was like. Here, let me see. Yeah, this is instead of transcribing that day, it was kind of like this. Look, oh no, help me. Washing machines, tables. Oh no. It's
awesome.
I know. Evilness. By the way, you were talking about rings. Before I forget about this. So there was a video of flea market, and wouldn't you know, out of the flea market, certain someone is still there. You can see them. Now, this is not a clip. This is a still picture. But as they talk to her and she tries to sell them things, well, look at what's there. The rings that never were.
Look at the bracelets in the thumb holes of her sweater.
Yep. I mean,
look, she's just dripping in gold.
Yep.
But remember, folks, she only has one silver bracelet. One silver $50 bracelet, according to her.
It's hilarious that she
unreal.
Yeah, look at all that.
Look at
that. And she's like, oh, she's telling these girls that are walking around. They're like, oh, do you have any discount? And she's like, oh, silver's at its highest ever. So I got to stick to my $50 a bracelet. It was like, you $50 a donated bracelet. All right. Fun times.
Unreal.
Yep.
And this is what I mean about the blatant lying. You can't lie to a bankruptcy court like that. I mean, you can. You can do whatever you want to do, but there are going to be consequences to lying.
The problem is that she's doing this for a purpose. And the purpose, most people don't give a crap if you go in for a bankruptcy and you're just trying to discharge debt, whatever, nobody really cares. I'm not going to shield the medical industry. I don't really give a shit what you tell them, but when you've sued a bunch of people frivolously and you're like, oh, this is my way out. Yeah, that person might take really special interest in seeing that doesn't happen.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord. I did finally read through all the bankruptcy docs, and I thought it was hilarious. I know you've gone over them already, so we don't have to go over them word for
We should
word.
read the one part I really liked in Randy's was when he started calling out the the terrible one. Oh my God, it was pretty funny. There's a section in there where he starts talking about how let me pull it up. I really like this. I thought this was really funny. So the the bankruptcy lawyer that Lynette Preston has brought on is pretty awful. Like the filing that she put in was terrible. I mean, just terrible.
So bad. They didn't use any. I know you pointed this out, but it was the very first thing I made notes on it. I was going through on my iPad. I was making notes, reading it, and every single time they would cite a case law, they wouldn't quote it. It was like, well, what does it say? How do I know that it supports you're alleging it supports your argument, but you're not quoting from the case law? Why are you so damn lazy? Or is it
because it didn't?
Purpose?
It's because it didn't, and that's what he points out. I mean, he has a section on page 13 of that. He's like, contrast the above with the nearly bereft case law. Only 2 cases cited by the debtor to support her motion. The debtor cites Lewis v. here, an attempt to support her motion. But to begin, the debtor's case cite is wrong. So right off the bat, they don't cite it correctly. The 3rd district, they did not issue this opinion. The 6th district did. And you can see, like, where they corrected, they actually put in the right thing instead of 3rd, 6th. Now, if that was just a, one typo or something, that'd be okay. But, okay. Then, debtor citation easily distinguishable because it does not concern a lawsuit where the debtor voluntarily initiated litigation against the creditor. In fact, it was the opposite. Oh, whoopsie. So, the case that they cite has nothing to do with what they're looking at. So in here and through here, the issue of Lewis v. It concerns a pre-petition lawsuit filed by a landlord creditor as plaintiff against the debtor as defendant. Does that have anything to do with Lynette Preston? She's not a defendant in getting sued. She was the plaintiff suing someone else.
Right.
So they file this in like it's the same thing. And the landlord received an eviction order against the debtor, even though a bankruptcy petition was filed. Correctly, the appellate court reversed the eviction order as void due to its issuance during pendency of the automatic stay and remanded the case for further proceeding. That makes sense. The only other case that is cited by the debtor is this Echo River Sanctuary. Unfortunately, this also does not help the debtor in her argument. This is because her case law is not even remotely close to concerning a lawsuit where the debtor voluntarily initiated litigation against the creditor. Instead, it is a case concerning a lawsuit filed by a mortgage company against a debtor. So again, it's someone going after a debtor.
That's why he didn't quote it, because the quotes don't support his position. This is such bad lawyering, you guys. It's so bad. It is incredibly bad lawyering. And no, I am not committing a felony by saying it. There's no felony being committed by me saying this is a really bad lawyer. Like these were my notes that I made. Like I was highlighting stuff. So like here, because these are considered defensive actions rather than offensive actions against the debtor. So here's a Smith v. 1H4 prop, blah, blah, blah. Here's the quote. The automatic stay only applies to proceedings against the debtor. This court determines whether a proceeding is against the debtor by examining the posture of the case at the initial proceeding. This is really important. You know how he keeps arguing that it's not anymore. It's now against her. The thumbnail case is now against Lynette. It doesn't matter. You have to examine the posture of the case at the initial proceeding.
At the
She filed it against him. Why didn't he quote this? Why didn't he quote this? Well, I think we know, because it doesn't back up his claims. There was another, I was making sarcastic notes on this. I was like, oh, look, a quote, a case law citation and a quote. This is how it works. When you put a case law citation in there, you're supposed to quote the case law. You're not supposed to just drop in a citation and just sum it up yourself, misleading the court. In fact, that could be considered fraud on the court. If you are misquoting case law purposefully, or you're summarizing it purposefully wrong, you can be in trouble for that. And I also love that Randy kept pointing out that the 21 safe harbor provision, the 21-day safe harbor provision was given to them, and they refused to take it. They had 21 days to drop the thumbnail lawsuit, and they refused to do it. I don't know why. Who the hell told her to drop it after the 21 days?
Right.
Do you ever wonder that? Like, where were, thank you, chat. Safe harbor is the secret word.
Well,
that is correct.
I believe, remember Bruce's post about that. I mean, Bruce intentionally, like, he's telling you, hey, let me pull it up. I always love making fun of it. I've got another chance to. Anytime I have a chance to pull up this stupid quote, I love doing it because it's one of my favorites. You know, I was like, back when this came up, I was like, one day I'm going to get to pull this quote up over and over again, and I'm going to enjoy it every time. And I did. I didn't realize I would enjoy it as much as I have. Yeah. So you see on here, he was talking about there is not going to be anything. Why? Because there's no basis to seek damages for having to spend money to defend a frivolous lawsuit unless you've prevailed on the underlying allegedly frivolous lawsuit on its merits. It was voluntarily dismissed without prejudice, so it can be refiled. Who cares? That doesn't matter. You did prevail. And when you do, you can't just go into a courtroom and make people spend buku money and then say, I could file it again later. So you don't get anything back.
Especially when you ignore the 21-day safe harbor period. Hello. Sorry, chat.
Well, he argued against the, Larry was talking about the 21-day safe harbor period as well. He started posting about that. And Bruce began arguing. He even put up a Dropbox file.
He did.
And yeah, he was like, there's no basis. Like, the law on this is clear. I mean, actually, I have that one too.
Hey, Rule 26 one more time, motherfucker.
Yeah, we had a good time on that stream with Jeff, with safe harbor being the secret word of the day. Yes, we did. It was hilarious. It was good times.
There was Bruce back when, though. He was like, there's no basis for any sanctions. The rules are clear. And remember, this is the thing that one of the reasons I think they're leaning so hard into their new spin, too. It isn't just a cause Jeremy. I mean, that's part of it for sure. They want to cause Jeremy Hales grief, but on top of it, they want people to forget how hard they leaned into these subjects, how bad the bankruptcy.
Can you put that back up on the screen? I didn't. It was up so quick. I didn't get to read the whole thing, and I can't even believe he said that.
Oh yeah, actually, it's a response to. Let me find the thing it's a response to real quick. Too.
Because Larry, here's the thing. For a lawyer to say there's no basis for sanctions, yeah, there is. Those are the rules. And this is why an employment lawyer should not have been fucking around in federal court or in Florida state court, because you're an employment lawyer and you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Well, if he was also responding to this, I mean, that makes it even worse.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, because here's the safe harbor law. The 57.105 of Florida statutes give gives parties 21 days to voluntarily dismiss unfounded claims without facing sanctions. So you can file something frivolously. And if the other party says, hey, I'm giving you safe harbor, 21 days, drop it, or we're going to hit you with sanctions, they can get out of it. This law is intended to discourage baseless claims and unnecessary litigation costs. But they didn't take him up on it. They decided they were going to just blow right past that 21-day safe harbor period. I love how the chat keeps screaming. Ah!
Well, it's funny because again, Bruce, he was sitting out there and they had plenty of live streams over this. I remember him sitting in the chats over on 2L going through this and then being like, ha, 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 this is all going to fail, And I mean, he was telling people that there's no way you can get sanctions for this kind of stuff. And it's the dumbest. There's the response there. That was his response.
All right,
to Larry.
So the response was, there's no basis for any sanctions following the voluntary dismissal of the thumbnail. Well, yeah. Well, wait a minute. But you dumbass. The sanctions are based on you not taking the safe harbor 21-day period to dismiss during that time. And if you don't dismiss during that time, you absolutely can have sanctions put against you if the court finds that your filing is bullshit, which is what happened to Lynette in the thumbnail case. We all knew it was bullshit, and it's going to happen to her in the other one too. Well, no, I guess they're going about it a little bit differently. They filed against her separately for the trespass case.
She's going to instead, she's going to rack up and accrue more expense because it is the most ridiculous case. The trespass fine is absolutely
It's even worse than the thumbnail case, if you ask me. It's one of the worst I've ever seen, ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad case.
And they're just accruing more expense.
And Bruce Matskin is a bad lawyer. He doesn't know what he's doing. Clearly, he doesn't know what he's doing other than he does know when he's harassing people. He uses the law to harass people. But I think he's a terrible lawyer. I mean, he has been found to be wrong on almost everything. Almost everything. I liked this part. That all the quotations that Hales' team put in here to all this case law. The stay does not apply to actions commenced by the debtor against a third party. The automatic stay has been found inapplicable to lawsuits initiated by the debtor. The primary purpose of 362 do not apply, however, to offensive actions by a debtor or a bankruptcy trustee, as the same policy considerations do not exist where the debtor has initiated a pre-petition lawsuit against a creditor. Pre-petition, that means before the bankruptcy. We consider, I love this, in Gordon v. Whitmore, we considered whether defendants violated the automatic stay by continuing to defend themselves in the state court against the debtor's pre-petition fraud action, including obtaining summary judgment post-petition. We examined the language of 362A and concluded that the automatic stay applied only to actions that are initiated against a debtor. This is well-settled case law, you guys. It's not even arguable. There are so many case law citations to support it. It's not even, it is case closed.
I could not believe they had the audacity to not only try to overturn that, but to also think, hey, on their fraudulent lawsuit, their garbage fraudulent lawsuit, they were like, give us damages. We need for Hales, the guy who had that. I mean, the audacity to try to pull that. It is also, it's a desperation move too, though. I think it really says something about finances right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, they've always been tight with with finances, I'm sure. But what the hell did they pay $6,000 for? Look at this. Look at this language, Tug. We could find no case that supports the proposition that the automatic stay prevents a defendant from continuing to defend against a pre-bankruptcy lawsuit. The stay is inapplicable to post-petition defensive action in a pre-petition suit brought by the debtor. Case closed. It's over. The judge, and even though he could have gone ahead and actually put the stay aside and sanctioned her, the judge was like, well, I'm going to find that it's sanctionable, but we'll wait till after the bankruptcy before I put a number on it.
Yeah, I mean
that's really what do you call that? Balanced and fair.
Well, they also made a good point that since it was a decision not just against her, but it was also against her counsel or former counsel, that also shows that it wasn't something that violates the stay, because we're not talking about trying to collect some kind of debt. We're talking about some garbage lawsuit they're being held liable for.
Yep. And it is a garbage lawsuit. I mean, the worst.
Oh, it was. We told them, man. That's what kills me. I mean, we sat out here and they wanted to pretend that waste of time, and because the judicial system's slow, then it makes it better. You know what's sad though? I personally think that Bruce Manskin's a million times the lawyer that the ones we're seeing try to step in now are. The ones that are saying things like oh, excuse me, I gotta catch my breath for this one. That are trying to tell us that transcripts, of course, cannot be read. That is a violation of law. That's amazing. There have been so many.
Wait, did a former lawyer say that?
Yes.
Was that said by Lips?
Yeah, and by 2L. They both have been trying to double down on that. Yep. They're trying to tell us that. I mean, they've gone with so many stupid ideas of what is or isn't legal, and what we can or cannot talk about. And it amazes me.
You know what I also love about this? There's a part in this filing where did it go? Where it talks about Lynette Preston's bad behavior in the case and how bad her behavior was. I can't remember where that was, but it talked about her not turning in anything for discovery. Remember? So now the bankruptcy court gets to get a taste of what she's like in court. And that was it's in here somewhere. I'm trying to find it because I did highlight it. It's so good because it basically gives an overview of all the terrible things she did in that case. And now trying to get out of it like this is just not okay. And she acted in bad faith. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, here we go. I love this part. This is great. Factors considered when determining whether to retroactively annul the stay include whether the debtor acted in bad faith and whether grounds would have existed for modification of the stay if a motion had been filed before the violation. In this case, the circumstances warrant retroactive annulment of the stay if the court finds that the state court's order technically violated the stay. Preston initiated the underlying litigation as a plaintiff, failed to respond to discovery requests, and voluntarily dismissed her complaint on the eve of a hearing on the defendant's motion for summary judgment. She was properly noticed for the sanctions hearing, but chose not to appear. These circumstances demonstrate that grounds would have existed for modification of the stay if a motion had been filed before the state court's order, which means they had grounds to put the stay aside because of her bad behavior. Because the state court judge can actually put a bankruptcy stay aside, depending on the facts of the case in front of him.
You know, again, it's amazing because she says, and I do believe this, that Bruce and Saran Wrap were the ones telling her that behavior was okay. They were encouraging her to act in a way that she would file things on the eve of, when you're supposed to be there and not show up for things. She was being told, and she knows nothing about cases. So absolutely, I do believe that she was being told to do that. I don't see how she would come to certain conclusions on her own,
No, and we know for a fact that she was talking to Bruce for at least an hour a day.
Yep.
Debbie Baker, by the way, I got your Cash App for 25, says, love you, Megan. I appreciate that. We love you too, Debbie. We're so glad that you're here and we hope you're feeling better. It's nice to see you. And thanks for sending that. I sure appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good to see her. I haven't, she's been in and out sometimes, and I hate to hear she's having, when people are having health problems, but we're here for you when you can be here, and when you can't, we miss you. Brian sent me an email that says, "Isn't the whole purpose of a transcript so you can read it?" Yeah.
Well, they think that they somehow can take an item that they publicly present. Not only that, but they continually defame people, attack people and more, and they can somehow, we're not allowed to respond to that.
Right.
Unfortunately, even with them privating things in the aftermath, that does not protect it. It's not the way it goes because it was picked up as a public item. In this transcript so far, like again, large file. If you got to download it, if it's just from a link, it's easier to do. But when they, I think it's funny because they think that these things just go away. Poof. But I mean, that went so badly. They didn't just members only it and try to hide it over here. They took it off Rumble. They took it off of, I can't remember, Odyssey maybe, or one of the other sites. But yeah, they talk about us in it a few times. I can already see the hits, and it's still generating. So,
oh my Lord. Hey, by the way, I don't think we've talked about this yet, but the case against Dan Owen is being appealed, and the notice of appeal has been filed. It's a short document, but the plaintiffs know. See, we told you this wasn't over. They think that this is over, right? It's just beginning. There was no chance that the trial court judge was going to find against Dan Owen.
Absolutely none. You're talking about people who run for office in the same areas. They have to deal with, again, a lot of politics comes into that kind of stuff. And
yeah, you're talking about prosecutors who are donating to those judges' election funds, and vice versa, and belonging to the same country clubs, and etc. They're not going to play around with the prosecutors and the judges work for the same team.
Yep.
So, of course, this was going to get appealed, but the appeal is going through. So here it is. Notice is given that Jeremy, Brian, Hales, and Martha Risk, plaintiffs' appellants pursuant to USC federal rules, appeal to the United States Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit from a judgment of the United States District Court for the Northern District of Florida Gainesville Division rendered December 19th. A copy being attached here to is Exhibit 1. The nature of the order is a final order dismissing plaintiff's claims on the merits for failure to state a claim, and from each and every part thereof, and from each and every intermediate order made therein. Respectfully submitted, Randy Shockett. Now, that is going to take a while. Appeals take a long time to wind through the appeals court. It's probably going to be like 15 months before we have any kind of answer on that.
Yeah,
there might be arguments in front of the appellate court, though, which will be really fun because those are, I believe those are recorded. We'll be able to watch those. I've watched my sister argue in front of the appeals court before. They usually put it up on the website, so you can actually access it.
Also, I mean, this is a long shot case. That's one of the, it's like, tell you that.
I do, though, think that he has a novel approach, and I do think that he has I think it's a good one. I like it. I think he has a chance. And I think you have to get out of Levy County, though. You have to get it to, you have to get to the appellate court.
You can go in after some of the cases that we've seen kicked where there have been flagrant abuses of power and still nothing happens with them. Yeah. It tells you that it's a rough road. I mean, these are long shot cases, but at the same time, they need to be called out.
And it needs to be argued. It needs to be argued because, look, the more you try and you appeal these things, right? The appeals court they have to make arguments too as to why they deny them, right? So they're going to have to put on the record why it's okay for Dan Owen to order the sheriff not to uphold a lawful order from Ohio. And that is going to be interesting. So no matter which way it goes, it's going to be good to have it on the record.
They were also telling people, their audience, that the Florida does not have to uphold protective orders from Ohio. That's what we saw. They don't have to. They don't have to do anything. It's like, yeah, that's not the way it's supposed to work. Full faith and credit. That's the way that's supposed to work. So that is the dumbest idea ever.
Looks like there are new documents in that case. That's the one I just read. Max, that's the one I just read. Let me see. Let me see if there's another one. But yeah, Max, I think I just read that one. I think I have the same ones that you sent. But let me check the second one just in case. Yeah, the second one is just a form. It's not like a filing. But yes, thank you. I did just read that one. But yeah, unbelievable. Unless are there different ones? But did I miss something? Yes, 2 new, 19 and 20. I think that's what I just read. Hold on. Let me check the number real quick. Yeah, I had that. That's the one I just read. I just read number 19. 20 is just a form. It's nothing important. But
you look at the screw ups on the bankruptcy thing too.
What screw ups on the bankruptcy? More?
Yeah, well, I haven't. Yeah, so in the saran wrap, give me a second here. So in the saran wrap filing, interestingly enough, that 82 that we saw, now he's big bad, cost $6,000 bankruptcy guy, right? So, we're talking about a guy that he should be the top of the game, right? Well, here you'll notice, look on the docket through all the problems with 82.
Oh, wow. What is this now? Let me see.
This is where he's put up in a submission line for 82. So
again?
Yeah. Well, this was when 82 came, when it was thrown in. Yeah. This was his give me sanctions. That was the filing there. So
good Lord.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. It's amazing that he can be paid $6,000 to do what? What is he doing?
That's why I don't talk about this case at all. Because I talk about it. A lot of people gave a lot of money to something they were already defrauded out of it because they told them it was going to go for big, for 4 cases, $6K for 4 cases, which never made any sense to me. That would be an insane amount of money. But then
Not
they were
to
like,
mention that he's not that type of lawyer. He's a bankruptcy lawyer.
Yeah.
He can't take care of a federal case, a tortious interference case.
He's not a good lawyer. That's the terrible part of it, though. He's not good at what he does. We're going to talk about, oh my God, it blows my mind when I see
Sherry, I will not have you talking about Tug's Jugs like that. Tug's Jugs have a right to exist, and, it's a thing. Yeah. So we are not doing any jug shaming here.
No, those are sexy, man. That's why I put them on that freaking avatar. What are you talking about? It exists for a reason.
He is wearing a man's ear, I'll have you know.
Man, I'm trying to... trying to get my extracurriculars off the ground here.
Hey Wanda, I got your Cash App. Thanks for the $4. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, and you know what else? I have my debit card number got stolen for the 3rd time this year.
Oh no.
Yeah, and unfortunately, again, it takes 7 to 10 days for me to get a new one. Mm-hmm. And in the meantime, I have all these things that are set up to auto pay. I'm going to have to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm sure stuff isn't going to get paid. Then I have to go back in and redo all of it. I am so annoyed. Like Netflix, all of that stuff. I have to go in and change it all. So anyway, if you can send to Venmo or Cash App, that would be great because I have no debit card now. I can't use my debit card. I'm going to have to either go to the bank, take out some cash, or just use God, it's annoying. I don't know how people I did not lose my card. So I don't understand how how do they do this? How do they steal my card number out of my wallet without taking the card?
You sure they? I mean, they have those scanners, but are you sure you didn't use it somewhere that potentially has a scanner on it?
I don't think so. Mostly I
Be a
use
gas station or
mostly I use it from my phone. Like I tap to do the tap thing. Can they take it
Yeah.
from that too?
Yes, they can still rip it out.
Well, I mean, how am I supposed to know?
You don't? Well, that's the problem. You don't. That's
You
why.
don't know until it's too
Yeah.
late. And some asshole's trying to buy PlayStation stuff on my card for $500 in Arkansas.
Well, it's even worse because now they keep trying more and more to relegate cash to some, they want to make it antiquated, and that's just not working out for us. It makes it easier and easier for people to steal.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's like you can't. I'm always nervous about buying stuff online, What do you mean never use the tap? You guys never use the tap? Ever? Huh.
I can feel the scanner inside of it better if I don't use I would only use the tap if it's someplace that I absolutely, but even then, it makes it easier to steal.
My question is though, if it were like one of those scanners or something, why is the person who's using it in Arkansas? Wouldn't they be local?
No, absolutely not.
Matter?
They're not. Well, they're either one or two things. They're either spoofing. They're either buying something off a site, or they're not going to use their location though for sure.
Yeah.
They're gonna use a fake location, or they're gonna use somebody else that is helping them out with it.
God, that's awful.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the bank always catches it. They never get away with it. So why do they do it? They don't get the money.
Well,
it comes directly to my phone. Every charge on my card comes directly to my phone. And if I see one that I didn't make, I report it immediately, and they don't get away with it.
They get away with a lot of them, though. You figure the sheer amount of credit card fraud, if they get away with a couple of percentages, if they're stealing hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, because they buckle up and they run a lot through at the same time. And if they do that, they get quite a bit.
Huh.
Especially if you're talking about a lot of these people that are stealing, they're not, they may technically, they have some person working for them in the US, but a lot of times they're not stateside. So even if they get away with a few $1,000s, comparatively, they're talking about a lot of money some places.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But for those of you who are like, don't ever use your debit, you just use a credit card. I don't have credit cards that I use like that because I don't like to pay interest. I don't do that. I don't know why everybody wants to use credit cards for reoccurring payments and stuff. I don't do that. I don't have any debt. I worked hard not to have any, and I'm not going to start opening more debt and using credit cards just because there are assholes out there stealing my bank card. I don't know. I don't know what the solution to this is, but I don't think it's me getting a credit card.
Use a secondary, so you can stack bank accounts as long as you keep X amount of money in them. I use one where I have to use online purchases. I have a bank account specifically for that. I keep a lower amount that covers plus, but it never interferes with bills, and I always have extra money just in case. That way. Yeah, that way if they do defraud, and you have to fight it because you're going to be wrapped up a few months, then they shouldn't. And if they get to the other one, I know there's a much bigger problem because I'm not using that other one anywhere.
Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
And usually if you have I don't know, with our bank, if you have a bunch of, you can transfer stuff inside of the bank. You can do intra transfers, so you can go from bank account to bank account that you own, and it not cause any problem.
Well, this is actually an interesting idea that gives me a good idea. SF says use a separate bank account without a card for your auto pays. Then you won't have to keep changing your auto pay accounts. Actually, I think what I might do is when I go in to set up my new auto pays, I will just use the routing number to do it. Right? Because that won't change even if my debit card number changes. That'll still be the same, won't it?
Well, see, I worry about them, the information. How many sites do you see that get hacked and leak information, though? I don't want them linking my bank account number.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. The whole thing is a problem.
Yeah, well, it's all a mess. Nobody actually IDs and checks like who this belongs to.
Yeah, they don't. I give my kids my card all the time, like to go, when they need to go do things. They never get ID'd.
Yep, it's a problem.
Yeah, it's a big problem. So, and it's going to be a huge problem for the next month for me. So, if you're feeling sorry for me at all, you can send the breadsticks to the Cash App and the Venmo. That'll help. Because then I don't have to worry about my debit card and I won't have to go to the bank and get cash. Oh, it's such a nightmare. Such a nightmare. Yes, I noticed that. Yes, that's what they do. So this is, those of you who are wondering how this works, by the way, they will do 2 small amounts first. They tried a $0 at like a Walmart and it kind of went through. And I was like, it was a Walmart in Arkansas. I'm like, I didn't go to a Walmart in Arkansas. That's not me. So I was on the phone to my bank. And then the very next thing that happened while I was waiting on hold was that a $500 charge came through. But luckily it was denied by the bank. But they do the 2 small ones first. That's how you know it's coming. But yeah. All right. So I'm going to hit super chats, I think. And you want to stick around for a little bit or you're going to head out?
I'm going to head out. Actually, I've got to... Let me thank a couple of people. Wanda sent 4. Me as well. Thank you, Wanda. That's awesome of you. And much appreciated there. Lisa sent 25 saying, just trying to help and we enjoy listening to you. Thank you. I appreciate that. That is very much appreciated, especially after Megan tried to attack me dressed as a table. That's crazy.
How dare I?
I do think it's funny that they were trying to say that you're stressed out by everything that's going on in life and stuff. Like these people are inconsequential. They are the thing you monetize. They are not the thing that stresses you out.
Well,
So,
and if that were the sort of thing that would stress me out, I would be in the wrong job. I shouldn't be doing this if that were a thing that stressed me out. And that's what I tell people like Leslie who can't handle it. You shouldn't be online. You need to not be online if it affects your mental health that severely. You need to get offline and stop being there. Good night, Hangry. Good nerd. Did you brush teeth? You did? Okay. Stop doing the Chad face and go to bed.
and
Go to
let's
bed.
see. One other, Lindy Lou sent 15 through and sent prayers and loved me and the girls and appreciate that. Thank you. It was really funny watching the little one. I got the dryer and I was like, well, the difference between a smaller dryer and the biggest, like the 7.2s until you get in the industrial size was like $100. It's like, man, why wouldn't I get? Yeah, why wouldn't I get the much bigger one, the 7.2? So I got it, but it's hilarious watching Bug because she's the same height as it. She's like, this looks like a house for me. It's pretty funny. All right, but anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll let you handle your stuff.
All right. Take care. It was good to talk to you again.
Yep.
All right, folks, let's hit some super tips. It looks like Shizzy Wiznut is attempting to get back in my good graces with a $6.22 breadstick payment. Shizzy, it's going to take more than $6. Just saying.
I am giving your breadsticks a gentle rub down of butter. Megan died. Megan didn't die.
I'm in. And I have a close personal relationship with several pregnancy test manufacturers.
That was Martin, by the way. Martin, thank you for that last one. And Rylan Poole, thanks for the 5.
Hello, replay crew. This is pre-recorded, so this whole stream counts as a replay. That is the official statement by me, Megan Fox. Talking about fat losers is dangerous. Heart disease is contagious.
God, I hope not. I hope not. It seems my heart's fine. My echo and everything was perfect. So is the blood test. So my heart's doing fine. It's just I don't know. I think I was just super tired. That's what I think. I think I was overtired. And who knows? All right, Max Lab, thanks for the $1. Appreciate that. And Deborah McBrides became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den. It's weird here, but you'll get used to it. And Tracy Wilden gifted 5 Megan Fox memberships. Welcome to the Fox Den, all 5 of you. It's fun in here. Green Veggie Beast, thanks for the 5. Nothing like a nightly visit from the friendly policeman. And LM Tool, too old for the shiz. Thanks for the 5. Thank you for introducing me to Nick Rekieta. I've only listened to 3 of his shows, but I'm convinced he is my spirit animal. Well, now I know why we get along so well. Yeah, Nick is great. I was actually texting him to find out if he was going to go live tonight, but I'm not hearing back from him. He did get a puppy, so he's probably very busy with his adorable little puppy. He's got a little pug. He's been sending me pictures of this adorable baby puppy. So they're very busy with that right now, I'm sure. I don't know if he's going live tonight. I keep trying to ask him, but he's not responding. All right. Let's see. Cindy Brown, thanks for the 2. I was a caregiver for husband 11 years before he died. Yeah, it's very tough to be the one everybody's, to be the one that people rely on, and having 2 down at once is just, it's very hard for me right now. It's just a lot. It's a lot going on. Patrick, thanks for the 10. The story is Mr. Owens got with a stripper in Iowa. Afterwards, LO is born. Mr. Owens raises LO. Also, after LO birth, the stripper Elemental P goes out of the country. LO is Elemental P's long-lost daughter. That's quite the conspiracy. SF, thanks for the 5. You survived being gone by MSM. The fleas are nothing. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, when Rolling Stone and the New York Times are after you, it's much more stressful than the fats. Cindy Lawson, thanks for the 5. She is so good at altering docs. Her bank statement is probably altered. Yeah, that's what we think. I mean, we think that she faked it. And that's easy to be proven because they can ask in the criminal case to go back over her bank statements for however many years they want to. They can subpoena those records and see if that money was ever there. And so could the bankruptcy court, for that matter. Debbie Baker gifted 5 Megan Fox memberships. Welcome to the Fox Den, all 5 of you who got that. I do appreciate you guys so much for sending support to the show. I really do. I appreciate it. I hate taking a night off. I felt really bad doing it. But I needed to sleep. I really needed to sleep. I also need to make money, though. So I appreciate the support. Because, taking time off on YouTube is risky because all of a sudden your views plummet and the watch time plummets, and it's hard to claw your way back up. It's tough. It's tough to take time off. M Spire, member for 15 months, paying to lurk. Sapphire Sky, member for a month. Can you imagine Elemental P pretending to be pregnant with tonsil twins? Who would she claim the daddy is? Oh, God, she's got 7 or 8 to pick from, doesn't she? Roy Lonsinger, member for 17 months. She has 1 supporter, Gingras. That's true. That's true. 1 guy. But I don't count the guy you pay to be your supporter, your lawyer. She doesn't have any people out there in the public who support her. Debbie Baker, 5797, gifted 5 more Megan Fox memberships. Welcome to the Fox Den, all 5 of you. Thank you so much, Debbie. And 5 more. That's 15 total. 15 of you got memberships. Welcome to the Fox Den. It's weird here, but you'll get used to it. Oh, by the way, reminding all of you, please do tune in tomorrow. I will be live on my channel with House of Flux. We will be on continuing the retro trial that Jeff wanted all of us to watch. Legal Vices was doing the Woodward v. Massachusetts, or Massachusetts v. Woodward, which is the killer nanny trial. We will be starting tomorrow around 12 or 12:30 p.m. because I have doctor's appointments with the kids tomorrow in the morning. And so I will not be live until 12. We normally do it at 10, but I need an extra couple hours. But please tune in for that, you guys. It is so much fun. We're playing bingo. We're having a blast. And we're looking at hilarious 80s fashion. And, we're calling out shoulder pads and Dorothy Hamill haircuts. It is great. And we're learning a bunch of things about the brain. And you're not behind. You can jump in at any time. Woodward v. Massachusetts is a great case. There's the prosecutor screams in Boston all the time. It's fantastic. They have these Boston accents, sidebar. It's great. You'll love it. And we're playing bingo. We're doing so much. We're having so much fun. We're learning new words. Like, let's see, the case before this one, we learned squunched, but we learned a new one, squalled. Last week, we learned the word squalled, and we know how to use it in a sentence now. And you guys are going to love finding that out as well. Can I get you an update on Strawberry and Yoda? They're doing great. They're fine. They are still with their vet, and they are together, and they are good. They're healthy, and they're good. All right. The Kiwi Crypt Keeper, thanks to the New Zealand 5. At what point does this go to federal criminal court? She needs to be locked up, but would that wipe her debts? We are getting closer and closer to that every day. She is in federal court that can be turned to criminal at any moment, and that would be the bankruptcy case. And I do believe that that's where the charges will come from. I do see this ending in the same way that Laura Owens is ending, which is her facing a criminal trial of 14 felonies. I think Lynette will be facing, and John will be facing some of their own. Probably, Lynette will be probably facing it due to the bankruptcy court. John is just dumb enough to pull his gun on somebody that he shouldn't. So watch for that. Jack's mom 8, thanks for the 5. Did the offer that she had Clayton submit get accepted? Oh, I think I answered that one already. But thank you, Jack's mom, for the super chat. Perpetually puzzled puzzler, thanks for the 10. Leftover dry and chewy breadsticks. Yeah, I got Shizzy's leftovers. Sherry Worthen J6J gifted 5 Megan Fox memberships. Welcome to the Fox Den, all 5 of you. It's weird here, but you'll get used to it. Lucifer's Death Angel member for 20 months. Hugs and love to everyone. I hope you get better and everything goes great with the girls. Hey, Tug, try not to eat the table. Hope the girls are great. Yeah, man, I couldn't believe it when he told me he fell over and hit the table. I was like, are you kidding me? This is bad news. Robin Peterson, thanks for the 10. How about bruschetta money? I love bruschetta, and I will take bruschetta money. Blake Rich, thanks for the 2. For Shizzy, I think he needed leg warmers. He better not be taking my leg warmers. How dare he? Maestro, thanks for the Canadian 2. I'm scared here's 2 for some stale breadsticks. Yeah, the breadsticks are stale tonight. In the Clouds gifted 5 more memberships. Welcome to the Fox Den, everybody. Lots of members here tonight. Lots of members. Patricia Cerny, thanks for the 20. What about Marli Huge stating mug are no-shows on their channels because they know the legal jeopardy JH has put them in? Just a Lulu. What do I think? I think Marla does not realize people get sick, people have problems, people need to take a day off once in a while, and that's all that happened. So, I think it's funny that they want to sit around and say things like that. Let them say whatever they want. This show is not going anywhere. We're not going to be we're not no shows. We had medical issues we needed to take care of. So look how good we are, though, that we coordinated to have them on the same day. We got our medical problems out of the way on the same day. Perpetually Puzzled Puzzler, thanks to the 5. That was a nice AI response to losing that Laura used there. Yeah. She uses AI a lot. Pandora, thanks to the 5. My hubby had a heart attack for 3 days. I had to make death threats to get him to go to the hospital. Don't ignore heart stuff. Well, that's what makes it so difficult, is that a heart attack can look like a lot of other things. And so the prevailing wisdom is that when you have symptoms that seem like a heart attack, you have to go. It gets very expensive, but I think I probably slept really well because I did feel like, well, if anything's really wrong, like there's doctors everywhere. And then I passed out. It was great. Debbie Baker gifted 5 more memberships. Wow, Debbie, that's 20 for Debbie tonight. Wow, 20 memberships. I think we're over 30 now. in memberships. William Allen 7836, thanks for the 5 to help with the world's most expensive nap. Yeah, it's not going to be great. Tizzy DeBounce gifted 1 Megan Fox membership. Thank you so much, Tizzy. Thanks for that. Also, I heard that D Spills the Tea is going to have a big show on Saturday. One of the bench donors is coming forward, from what I understand. Make sure you get over to Tizzy DeBounce and subscribe over there as well. Who's Your Daddy 1775, thanks for the 2. Megan died. Megan didn't die. In the Clouds gifted 20 Megan Fox memberships. Holy cow. Now we're for sure over 50. Unbelievable. Thank you, In the Clouds. Huge. Barb Hildebrand, thanks for the Canadian 2. Croutons for you. I love it. I'll take the croutons. Nana K. Wag, thanks for the 2. Here's your portion of Shizzy's breadsticks. Ken Gartsinger, thanks for the 5. Maybe LMNOP thought the safe harbor was where she gets on the cruise ship. And Fallen Hero gifted another Megan Fox membership. Thank you. Welcome to the Fox Den. Whoever got that. Susan Way became a YouTube member. Welcome. It's weird here, but you'll get used to it. And Becky Fearwreck, member for 11 months. I just don't understand why these idiots think they can get away with all this BS. Well, for one, I can explain why Laura Owens does. She thinks she can get away with it because she has gotten away with so much for so long. No one tells her no, not her parents, no one. And so she's very used to getting her own way. This is the first time she's run up against a no. And I would say the same for LMNOP. She is very used to getting her own way. And Jeremy Hales has been a solid wall of no for her. And she's losing her shit. And the reason why she thinks she can get away with all this stuff is because until now, she has. But that remains to be seen whether she still will. For Laura Owens, that's over. It's completely over. Her criminal trial is going to be epic. Wanda Perez, thanks for the 5. Both check Cash App. Thank you. Thank you, Wanda. I did get that. Thank you. CM Yesterday's Vintage. Member for 16 months. Megan, you need an RFD wallet. Is that really how they're getting it, though? Or are they getting it through the machines? I feel like they're getting it through the machines. I don't think they're scanning it from my wallet. I avoid people. I stay far away from people. I barely go into stores. The only time I'm using my card usually is out when I'm feeding my kids, like if I have to go through a drive-through or if I have to, I don't know, we got our nails done the other day. I got the girls' toes done. So we were at the nail salon, but I go there all the time. And then like the grocery store, I guess it could happen in the grocery store, but like I stay far away from people. Like I don't go close to people. I'm very people avert. I avoid them. I'm avoidant of people. Rachel Sarah, member for 20 months. Hugs and love to you both. Please, no more injuries or hospital trips. I can't promise anything. SF, thanks to the 5. Megan, set up a separate bank account without a card for your auto pays, and then you won't have to keep changing your auto pay accounts. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something. Perpetually Puzzled Puzzler, thanks for the 10. Card skimmers. If you use something like PayPal, then have PayPal take the money for auto payments from your bank or debit card. Then you only have to change your debit card number in one place. Unfortunately, oh, I see. Use the PayPal card. Oh, that would make sense. Yeah, but how come people don't skim my PayPal card? How come it's because I have cards for Venmo and for Cash App and for PayPal. But the only card that ever gets taken is my debit card. Why is that? All those other cards have chips on them too. So how come those don't get skimmed? I don't know. I don't understand how any of this works. Shaza Art, thanks for the 8. My daughter said, were they in the same hospital? Then said, imagine them streaming from the hospitals. My kids are as mental as me. I'm so proud. That would be funny. Craig Bucalo, thanks for the 10. Send me all your money and I'll watch it for you. Stacy R66, thanks for the $1. I appreciate that. What chicken butt? Thanks for the 10. Money to help. Here's a tip. I dedicate a credit card for subscriptions only. Pay it off each month. It also builds up points, then use them around the holidays. Double whammy. That's not a bad idea. Dinah's mom, thanks for the 5. Mine stolen right before the Florida trip. The bank issued a digital one for me. Maybe they have that option. I don't know. I'll have to ask them. The Undertaker, thanks for the two. Can't wait to give you updates tomorrow. Oh, what are the updates? Now I'm curious. Cats for Pack, thanks for the 2. Blame Jeremy. Yeah, always blame him. Trisha Jack's mom, member for 4 months. Megan, you can't just use the routing number for auto pay, as it's the same for everyone. Well, no, I know, it's the routing and the checking account. You know what I mean? You can link it to the bank instead of to your card. That way, if the card goes missing or whatever, I don't have to change it. William Allen, thanks for the 5. Don't use debit cards at places like restaurants. When it's away from you and being run, thieves take a pic of your card and numbers. Well, the restaurants that I've been to recently, they literally do it at the table. They never take your card away from the table anymore. They have those little readers that are right at the table. I don't know what it is. Honestly, I don't. Okay, we have some more super tips to get to. Rosalind Duke, thanks for the $6.40.
You should have demanded the sweet and the bottomless good ice like I suggested. The staff in the ER always responds well to demands.
You only almost die once, maybe twice.
Yes. It was fun scaring all of my friends, though. They were like, are you dead yet? Are you still... Nick was texting me. Rosalind was texting me. Are you still alive? And Zaddy, thanks for the 5.
Your intro ladies make my old dog cry, but I love them.
Let's see. And Lily Smith, thanks for the 5.
The judge also agreed that it was a frivolous suit, right?
Yeah, he did. He sure did. That's what he determined. It was without merit, had no basis in fact or law. And Venom, thanks for the 5.
Croutons are toasted breadsticks with confidence. They are seasoned and deliver the crunch in the bite.
Yes, I agree. Croutons are every bit as good as breadsticks here, and we will accept them. Those of you on Rumble, I better go over to Rumble and see if I have any Rumble rants. I know that I'm always ignoring you guys over there. I'm really excited though about what's going on in Iran, by the way. I think tonight's going to be a big night. I mean, the pizza index says so. The pizza index says there's just all kinds of stuff going on in Iran. And I think that okay, we're good on Rumble. All right, we're good over there. I think we're going to have a lot of news coming out of there probably tomorrow morning. Should be interesting. I'm hoping that they get rid of the mullahs there. Boy, it's really amazing. If that happens, if Iran is freed in my lifetime, I never thought I would see that. I really didn't. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the pictures of Iran from the 1970s, but you really need to go and look at it. It looks like America. The people are dressed like Americans. They are not a people who enjoy being oppressed by a religious theocracy. Let's just put it that way. And I am very excited. Very excited. Let me show you the pizza index. It's fun. Hold on. The pizza index is a lot of fun. It's always a good way to go and see what's happening. Here we go. Let's pull this up. You can find it on Twitter. Here we go. The Washington Pizza Index is off the charts. Wednesday, look, Domino's Pizza at 4 p.m. as busy as it gets. Look at this. The next one is Pizzato Pizza. As you can see, look at the red line. That's how busy it was. No wait. People typically spend 5 to 45 minutes here, but now look at how packed it is. Then we have Extreme Pizza. And these are all the Washington, D.C. places. And Pizzatos. We the Pizza. We the Pizza. That's so funny. Who knew that this thing in Venezuela would spread to Iran? Is it possible that Maduro was the thing holding up Iran, propping up Iran? I mean, it happened so quickly after that. I kind of withheld my idea of what was happening, my thoughts on Venezuela for a while, because I didn't really have much to say on it other than, well, that was risky. But there is a lot happening. And here, look at this. Domino's has 159% spike. Papa John's a 294% spike. Oh, and look, it tells you how close they are to the Pentagon. This one is 2.3 miles away from the Pentagon. This one is only 1.5 miles away. This one is 91% down, quieter. But that's Freddy's Beach Bar. Maybe they're not a real. Oh, that's the bar. See, when the bars are quiet and the pizza places are raging, that's when all the shit goes down. I don't know if you know this in Washington, but this is a real thing. This is a real thing. And it's exciting because lots of people are giving their lives right now in Iran for freedom. They want their king back. They want the Shah back. And I'm excited for it. Very excited. If you guys want to follow along with what is happening there, the mainstream media is not really giving they're not giving the news. They're not talking about it very much. And I'm not sure why that is. I can't speculate. Mainstream press is always terrible. But there is a YouTube channel that I want to show you. It is called Tonsil TV. And they are really interesting. So the guy who runs it is an Iranian. And here, let me show you. So this is Tonsil TV. His coverage has been fantastic. He's got 1.35 million subscribers. If you go to the live streams here, you can here was one that was 2 hours ago. You can find out. I'm trying to turn that down. You can find out what is happening live on the ground. He's got reports from people on the ground. He's got videos of the protests in the street. He's got so much that the mainstream press, I have not seen much of it. In fact, our press is so obsessed right now with the Minnesota ICE shooting that they're not even reporting that there's a revolution in Iran. Yeah, I'll put the link in the chat for you guys. Here you go. I will put the link in the chat for you. It's a great channel, and I really like it. And he's basically just showing people on the ground. They're getting reports from people on the ground. Elon Musk has given Starlink because the Iranian government shut down all the internet there. When it first started happening, they shut down the power and the internet. And then Elon launched a bunch of free Starlinks and has been distributing them all throughout Iran. So the people are connected and the regime isn't. And it's quite good. It's quite good. It's quite amazing. And so he's reporting on the different ship movements. So the U.S., our B-2 bombers have been moved into the region now. And, the Crown Prince of Iran has been asking for help from the United States. And it sounds like he's been at Mar-a-Lago with the president. And it is really wonderful that this is happening. I mean, if you guys aren't excited about it, you should be, because if Iran becomes free from the mullahs, free from the religious tyranny and from Islamic tyranny that's going on there, it will spread. It will spread. It will have an amazing impact on the world. If you ask me, I think it will. It's exciting. And for the very first time in my entire lifetime, they have a real chance. So he's reporting here that the U.S. military is launching against the Islamic Republic. And I believe that they are. I think that if you watch the troop placements, in fact, let's go back to that, to the ships. I want to hear what he has to say about this, actually.
Inside Iran on the ground, as also confirmed by the Islamic Republic State TV. Yet again, more mosques have now been destroyed by the Iranians.
Yeah, like
they
70,
continue to
75
target
of them or something.
the Islamic centers and mosques and everything else linked to the Islamic occupation of Iran. Here we go. And
there's like 75 mosques have been firebombed. They're not putting up with it anymore. They're just not putting up with it anymore. And the Crown Prince is talking to people on the ground, asking them to stay in the air. What is this? The flight?
The White House correspondence, carrier strike group is on its way. Yes, we know. Thank you.
All right. So the U.S. Abraham Lincoln is on the way. The aircraft carriers are moving into the region. Our B-2 bombers are already there in position. And so it's going to be, I think it's going to be over this week. And I think it's going to be huge. I think the Shah is going to return. And the celebrating in the streets is going to be epic, you guys. We're talking about a place where women cannot walk out without their heads covered, without being murdered for it. You know, the how do I find this person? It's called Tonsil TV. Tonsil TV. You guys are going to love this. So you should go and watch some of this because you'll learn so much from the Iranian perspective. He also talks about and shows all the different things happening around the world to support the Iranian people. In England, there are protests in England. They got on the Islamic Republic consulate and they climbed up it and they took the flag down. And they put up the Iran's old flag with the lion, you know, the original flag. And here is the crown prince. Wait. What is this? Hold on, let me go back. Is that Lindsey Graham? It is. I haven't seen this. Let me see what this is.
That's going to take a while because
Lindsey Graham here
with Lindsey Graham earlier. Let's see what they have to say.
Lindsey Graham here with the Crown Prince
Yeah.
of Iran. I have followed you, your passion, the way you articulate the hope of your people. It will be up to the people of Iran to pick their next leader. I can't wait till they have a chance to do that. But you are really risen to the occasion, compelling narrative for the long-suffering people of Iran. And I believe with all my heart that help is on the way.
Senator,
that's earlier on.
Thank you so much for all your words of support for my compatriots in the darkest time in our history. But hopefully, as we say in Iran, in Farsi, the end of the dark night is light.
IRGC directly threatens to take out President Trump after failed attempts. Oh boy, it could get dicey. But I'm very hopeful that the prince returns to Iran and the people will be freed because what has been going on there has been just awful. I love the hats. Make Iran great again. Make Iran Persia again is what I think it should say. And Yep. Anyway, this is what I've been doing. I've been watching a lot of this, paying attention to what's going on in other parts of the world besides Levy County, Florida, because my goodness, there are other things happening. There are lots of exciting things happening. And if you were to listen to our press, all you would think was happening is that like ICE agents are dragging people out of their houses and stuff. And truly, most people are doing just fine in this country, and we need to focus on what's really happening in the world, which is amazing right now. Amazing. It's like they're distracting us from stuff. Iran has nukes. Yes, I know this, which is why it's very important to take them out of the hands of crazy people because they are freaking crazy over there. So, all right, guys, let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, what's the cousin Tinder update? The Undertaker, we need to know this. You drop a super chat that says the cousin Tinder update, and then you don't give me one. Oh, you're having tomorrow. You're giving me one tomorrow. I gotcha. You're telling me what the update. Oh, I can't wait for that. Yeah, I want the cousin Tinder update. We've been wondering how that went. All right, I think we're good. Let me check super tips one more time because we've been talking for a little while. No, we're good. And Rumble looks good as well. Excellent. All right, everybody, you take care. Who do you want to go see right now? Who's on? Who's on? Who do you want to be redirected to? Let me see. I don't know who's Oh, Shizzy's on. Is Nick going live tonight? You know, he was supposed to do the deposition this week. I don't know what happened. He got caught up with the Minnesota stuff. It's terrible when things happen in Minnesota because he can't resist it. Yeah, he doesn't have one set up for tonight. So he's probably dealing with puppy stuff. Is my guess, because he has that adorable new puppy. All right, we'll send you over to see Shizzy if I can make it work. YouTube has been so weird with the redirecting. So I'm going to try and do that. There we go. Where is he? Shizzy. All right. There you go. All right, everybody. See you later. Take care.